Something a little different today is my collection of replica coins, and I wanted to show you. This is one of the odd things I like to collect. They're not for the value, but because I guess you could say it's the same as collecting any other sort of replica from history. Uh, if it were an artwork, like if you collected small replicas of historical trinkets or whatever. To me, these are pieces of history representations that you can touch and look at. So, with the exception of this coin here is not historical. It's just cool to look at. It's from Assassin's Creed Unity. But the rest of these are replicas of actual coins. I'm very fond of this collection right here. These are replicas of Spanish doubloons, and they have the feel and the weight of the gold coins, the pieces of 8. They had the cross in the center so they could be cut into 4 pieces. 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits a dollar, and so forth. But I really do like this collection a lot. And you can find these. They're fairly easy to find. There's pretty much three different coins, and they're either minted in a nice deep gold color or a sort of a silver color. But they do make good decorations for your bookcase. For example, if you had like a set of seafaring books or pirate books or whatever, these would be great. This is my little chest of coins that are loose. And I think that's all of that. Okay, next, this is a set of historical Chinese coins from different time periods, and the patterns on each one are different. And it's the back. I have quite a few of these reproduction Roman coins, and they are on these really great descriptive cards. And for example, this is the Roman occupation coins of Britain. These are Roman coin collection. this is kind of, I guess this is sort of like a basic deluxe collection. And it says you, there we go, here's the operas. And this is military campaigns and rebellion. This, these, right, let's finish up the Roman coins first. This is, it's the same set. I guess I have two of these. And this is the invasion of Britain. And this is the Romans in Britain. Oh, I don't think I was supposed to do that. These are getting kind of old. They're coming apart. Okay, and here are purchased at the same time. These are British history coins. You see, it also has the cross where it could also be cut into quarters. And this one. And as well as these. Here are a couple more Roman coins. These are coins of the Bible. The first coin of the Bible, the gold derrick. This is this one includes the tribute penny, which was a day's wage in biblical times. And that's a shekel. This one included the widow's mite, an enduring symbol of faith and sacrifice. A lepton and a widow's mite. And in case you're wondering, these are minted from original coins, so these are exactly the size and the appearance of what these historical coins had. I think this is a pretty set because of the gold. And very similar is this set here of money of the Civil War. It is quite similar to the coins of the Bible set, and this is obviously replica coins from the war between the states, and one is a Indian head penny, and one is a Civil War token. I have quite a few actual Indian head pennies. And a Civil War token, this was a coin that was minted outside of the mint. So tradesmen's tokens and other things, and basically when there was panics about money and value, like kind of like a note geld in Germany, when the value of money is in question, it's not unusual during times of war or times of strife for irregular sources of currency to be printed, and this is a case of a Civil War token. And this one, God Protect the Union. (1863). So interesting. And the other Civil War set is a $50 and a penny. And this is supposed to be a Confederate $50 and a Confederate penny. But what's interesting here is I also have a set purchased elsewhere. And if I'm not mistaken, unless it's playing tricks on me, this $50 appears to be slightly, well, maybe it is the same size, it's just different looking. But let's take a look at the penny. The penny is clearly larger, so one of these is more authentic than the other one, and I'm not sure which one. I would guess this one might be more authentic. These were purchased at a battlefield where they look like they were not, the strikings were not actually from a real coin, and I think these ones are, because you can see the detail of this $50. It is really hard to tell. This might be the same mold, but the penny is certainly different. If we look at the back, one's a lot bigger, one has tighter detail. If I had to guess, I would say these are more authentic replicas. These are the cheaper ones that you can, these are the more widely available ones now. However, these sets, as well as the Bible sets, you can find still on the shelves at Books A Million. Or most bookstores carry these. And just for good replicas, or just for gee whiz conversation pieces. So none of these are hard to find. This is Victoria the Fourth. I'm sorry, George the Fourth and Victoria reproduction coins. They're very pretty. They're quite heavy too. I think I've shown you this recently, but I'm very fond of this little coin here. It's a replica of, it was found on the Hunley, and it's a replica of a gold dollar that was taken off of a Confederate officer on that Confederate submarine, and it had stopped a bullet. It was given to him by his girlfriend, and because it had stopped a bullet at the Battle of Shiloh, he had it inscribed. And this, I actually saw the original, so I can assure you this is exactly what the original looks like, down to how it's bent and everything. So, and if you pause, you can read the little story, or I can read it. It says, according to legend, Hunley Captain George Dixon knew a young lady while he was living in Mobile, Alabama. As a token of her affection, she gave Dixon a $20 gold coin when he left for war in 1861. During the Battle of Shiloh, Dixon was shot. The bullet struck the coin in his pocket, absorbing the impact of the shot and sparing his life. The coin was indeed a good luck piece. For over a century, no one knew whether the story of Dixon's coin was historical fact or a romantic tale passed from generation to generation, but it seems to be the truth, and I think that might have been, and I'm about to watch the movie, and it might have even been shown in the movie before the submarine was found, so I'm not 100% sure on that fact. One more, this is one more Confederate $50 replica. different package that I recently purchased in Eufaula, and this also has the look of being from the that original strike, and it looks very similar to this one. And this is okay. The reverse of this 500 genuine United States silver $50 from the New Orleans Mint were planed off and struck with the emblem of the Confederate States. I gotcha. Like a bullion prevented the government from issuing coins of their own. So they took U.S. coins and they filed one side flat, and then they restruck the Confederate States on the other side. You know, I didn't even know that until now. I wonder if it says that in this too. Records exist of only four $50 being struck for the Confederate States of America. To make them, workers at the New Orleans Mint used silver planchets, the blank discs of metal from which coins were struck from the bullion on hand. The coins were struck on a hand press. Their obverse used a regular United States $50 die, and the reverse a special Confederate die showing a CSA shield, laurels of sugarcane and cotton, and a Liberty cap. Of the four sample coins struck, only one was given to Treasury Secretary Christopher Meminger, who passed it along to President Jefferson Davis for his approval. Two others were given to Professor John Leonard Riddell, a former officer of the New Orleans Mint, and Dr. E. Ames, a citizen of New Orleans. Chief Coiner Benjamin F. Taylor kept the fourth specimen. Before more coins could be struck, Meminger called a halt to the project. There wasn't enough silver in the mint for full-scale production. I see. So there is an interesting story behind this coin. So that's very cool, and I haven't opened. This is one of those packages that if you open it, it's done. It's got a grommet in there. So at the same place, they also sold these two items, and these are anti-slavery tokens. And there's two different ones, one of a man and one of a woman. And the woman one was made in 1838, and the man one was made in 1792. And I'll just read real quick. The abolition of slavery in the English colonies began in 1788 when a bill limiting the number of slaves carried on each ship passed the British House of Commons. Subsequent bills introduced between 1792 and 1799 to abolish slavery finally passed in 1807. By 1834, slaves throughout the British colonies were all freed. As a result, agitation for the abolition of slavery in the United States gained strength and momentum. The same year, leaders of the abolitionist movement, principally Quakers, issued this copper token or medallion, which was widely circulated to promote the cause. It portrays a kneeling figure bound in chains with the legend, "Am I not a woman and a sister?" The reverse bears the legend, "United States of America, Liberty, 1838." Am I not a woman, not a sister? And this one, am I not a man? And I would think that would say a brother. This copper medallion, struck in 1792 by the group who led the abolitionist movement, was widely distributed to promote the cause. It portrays a male figure kneeling and bound in chains with the legend, "Am I not a man and a brother?" On the reverse, the clasped hands of brotherhood and the legend, "May slavery and oppression cease throughout the world." Very interesting. So a little piece of abolitionist history here. Very cool. This last replica coin I picked up in Paris, and it was strangely hard to find replica coins in Paris, but I did find this one. It's in French and in English. It says, by a combination of military and political skills, the Corsican-born Napoleon Bonaparte rose from lieutenant of artillery to emperor of the French army in only 16 years. At the peak of his career in 1808, when this coin was minted, he had defeated all armies sent against him. Victorious in Marengo, Austerlitz, Jena, and Friedland left him master of Europe, commanding an army of 650,000 men drawn from 20 nations. This is a beautiful replica. Napoleon appears as a Roman emperor on the face of this impressive coin. The reverse, emblazoned with a crown of laurel leaves, shows the letter A between the dates and the word Français. This means that the coin was minted in Paris. So, very interesting stuff here. And I hope you enjoyed this quick video. An update to my replica coin collection. And I will see you tomorrow. Good night.